Hello, great people. By popular demand, I want to speak about the Davido and Wizkid saga. I want to tell you why Davido and Wizkid can never be friends, at least for now. Why they can never be friends until maybe in their old age. Now, if you are a Gen Z, right, you need to watch this video to the end because I'm going to take you down the memory lane. But if you are, should I say, an old school, definitely you also need to watch this video to them because I'm going to refresh your memory. I'm going to be giving you some instances at which you can fact check. Then I'll be using it to rationalize why Davido and Wizkid can never be friends, at least till their old age. Why both of them can never be friends. I'll be giving you like 6 different examples. First, Davido and Wizkid, they are two superstars that are competing for global attention. They already have the Nigerian attention, and because Nigeria is the biggest music industry in Africa, we can say they already have the African attention. But then they don't have the global attention 100%. They want to improve the attention globally. So you would think that they should be assisting themselves to make waves at home and at abroad. But then they've been at loggerheads. They're always fighting. They're always kind of like arguing. It's like a forced friendship whenever they are friends. And even if they reconcile this ongoing feud between them, they are still going to fight again. Because why? It is a normal thing when two superstars, when they are in their prime time, it is normal for them to engage in different fights for some certain reasons, which I will go into. Now, you see, for superstars, fans are a major problem. Fans are a major problem because they will talk about the rivalry. Who is doing better? Ah, Davido can sing more than Wizkid. No, it's Wizkid that can sing better than Davido. No, Davido's voice is not better than that of Wizkid. So they will be comparing. And when this thing turns into a debate gradually over time, it will gain momentum, and some fans will make some certain orations that may not go down with the other side. For instance, a Davido fan may make an assertion that will not go well with a Wizkid fan, or that assertion may go to Wizkid directly. Wizkid may get to see it, then he'll be like, oh, people are beginning to make this assertion against me. Let me come out and defend myself. In the course of defending himself, definitely he may ignite the bad side of his rival. So for me, I think the fans are a major problem. Davido has a better car. No, it is Wizkid that have a better car. That itself, it's a problem. Another thing is personal jealousy. You see, in the life of human beings, God did not create everybody the same. So you can't rule out the role of the effect of personal jealousy. For instance, if you are singing a song and you are making it, and you feel that this person is not better than you, but this person has more grace than you, definitely the role of personal jealousy may come in and you may want to spite the person. For instance, everybody knows it. As a matter of fact, that Wizkid has a better voice than Davido. Wizkid has a better voice. It is quite obvious. And Wizkid sometimes may be a good composer that if you give him the mic now, he will just start singing. But then there's something about Davido which you can't rule out. It may be the role of money that, oh, he's Omo Babolowo, he has so much money, so he can use money to influence things, to make things, to influence and make things happen for himself. We can't rule that out. But then again, we need to now look at it that if there is money, but then you don't have a good voice like Wizkid, and your money could make things happen for you. If Wizkid has a good voice, but things are not happening for him the way he expects. For instance, Davido has latest songs than Wizkid, right? And he has been doing some endorsement and all that. You remember all this Puma issue that is all over the media. So in that circumstance, that personal jealousy may want to occur that, who are you? Can you sing? Is it not because your father has money and you are using money to push things? You know, so you can't rule out the role of personal jealousy when you think you have a better talent than someone. Another thing is endorsement and patronage. Endorsement. If you feel you are better, and or if they are matching you with somebody every time. Okay, for this endorsement, they are bidding for Davido or Wizkid. This endorsement goes to Davido, goes to Davido, goes to Davido, goes to Davido. Definitely, that's Wizkid will be dissatisfied. If they are bidding for endorsement and it goes to Wizkid, Davido at some point would naturally be dissatisfied because he would think, oh, Wizkid is his obstacle, say also for the other person. Now, the fight between Davido and Wizkid, is it abnormal? No, it is not abnormal. It is not abnormal. It has always happened in the past. For instance, you will recall Barrister and Kollington Ayinla. In their prime time, Barrister and Kollington Ayinla, they are always fighting every time. Every time, they are always fighting. They have issues. It was until they were in their old age that they were able to come together, sing together on stage, live a peaceful life. Should we say it is maturity? I don't think it is only maturity. In their prime time, when you either call Barrister for a show or call Kollington Ayinla, that rivalry would naturally bring dispute. It is natural because there are sometimes that if you want to call, maybe if you have a celebration and you call Barrister and you have already been in negotiation with Kollington Ayinla, if these things happens repeatedly, definitely there will be fights between them. So you will recall that of Kollington Ayinla and Barrister. It lasted for years, but before Barrister died, they were best of friends. Another one that you will recall is that of Saheed Osupa and Pasuma. Saheed Osupa and Pasuma fought themselves silly for so many years. Saheed Osupa even abused Pasuma's mother. You know, he made a lot of derogatory remarks against Pasuma's family, Pasuma's mother, saying that Pasuma made derogatory remarks against his own mother as well. So they fought themselves silly at that point in time. But now, there's this soft peace between them. Maybe because they are getting old. But in the last 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years ago, they are worst of enemies. So if Davido and Wizkid are in their prime time now, and they are very young now, don't expect that you will see any form of major peace between them. It will always be conflict today, friendship tomorrow. Conflict today, friendship tomorrow. So that of Osupa and Pasuma is a major example. Another one that you will see is that of Eedris Abdulkareem and Ruggedman. You will see that this conflict usually happens when these artists are in their prime time. When they are no longer in their prime time and they are no longer reigning, they are no longer fighting for endorsement, they are no longer fighting for media attention, they will now come together and be united. And that recalls the story of Eedris Abdulkareem and Ruggedman. In their prime time, they were more like enemies. Both of them, Eedris Abdulkareem and Ruggedman. And you will recall that when Eedris Abdulkareem's fame is no longer like before. You remember he sang Nigeria Jaga, he sang Mr. Lecturer. And those years, those songs were like a big major hit. Now, when the fame is no longer like before, Eedris Abdulkareem linked up with Ruggedman and they released a track together. You remember that track? Papa Tikpopo, I'm back. You remember that song? You know, no be crime. Say me and my brother decide to blend. You remember? So why did they come together when the fame is no longer like before? Why is it that was when Eedris and Ruggedman decide to come together and unite? So the Wizkid has not featured Davido. Davido has not featured Wizkid. But you will see when they are growing old, when they are no longer in their prime time, you won't force them. They will naturally locate each other and feature each other, so that will boost their career. At that time, companies are no longer are no longer patronizing them for endorsement. The media attention is no longer on them. People's attention have shifted to maybe another generation of artists. you see that naturally they will come together and give people what they've been yearning for, which is a featuring a track between Davido and Wizkid alone. So these things, as much as it is not a good thing, it is natural. It is something that I have noticed that usually happens between artists when they are in their prime time, especially when they are singing the same song, or if you don't go for A, you can go for B. If you don't, for instance, if you want to do a show, if you don't go for Wizkid, bring Davido, the show will blow. If you don't go for Davido, bring Wizkid, the show will blow. So it usually happens like that when the artists are in their prime time. I'm not done yet. I have another example for you that will shock you. MI and Vector. That's another example. MI and Vector. During their prime time, they were kind of like worst enemies. They throw shade at each other almost every time. But look at MI and Vector today. Everywhere is calm. In fact, if you want to, if it were to be the days that Kenny's music was still reigning well, if Kenny's music decide to sign both of them or bring both of them together to feature themselves, definitely they will gladly jump on it if that will boost their fame. So MI and Vector is another major example. And look at this, all the examples that I've been giving you, they are both in their prime time. They are singing the same song. They were reigning almost equally. The MI and Vector are rappers. Now, another example that I can give you is that of Tiwa Savage and Shay. You remember that artist, Shay? You will recall that video between them whereby maybe they met at a beauty place or something like that, and both of them had this argument, and it was all over the social media. Then it was said that Shay was annoyed at Tiwa Savage, which is the big fish, anytime, any day, that she usually proved that she's a good artist, she always liked to be everywhere. But then she featured in the writing of that hit track, Mr. Lover Lover. But then, because she is a female artist, they didn't give her credit. And that got Shay angry. And that led to a face-off between them. So if Shay had not been a female artist, if Shay wasn't also relatively in her prime time at that point in time, definitely they wouldn't have come for each other. So this thing between Davido and Wizkid, if you look at it, it is just a trend. And it is a way of boosting their career. Sometimes you don't know that conflict boosts career. Because look at it now. They've shut down the social media for days. And they've been talking about, how good this one is. And that alone is an engagement on its own. And you can even see that celebrities have been taking sides. It's either this one is supporting the video, or that one is supporting Wizkid, or this one is, So it has given them lots of engagement. And so long as people are talking about you, definitely you will make money. You can't make money if you're an artist and people are not talking about you. So you talking about Davido and Wizkid is a way of enriching them. Imagine if Wizkid just decide to drop a track today, because the engagement has naturally favored him. That track will blow, and it will naturally gain attraction. Then people will start comparing again. So what I can say is, both of them, to the glory of God, I'm older than both of them. So I can advise them as a brother that regardless of anything, don't do things, don't create enmity that at the end of the day, it will be difficult for you guys later to be friends. And if you are a fan of any one of them, don't be quick to always ignite enmity between these guys. No, Davido is good in its own right. Wizkid is good in his own right. Both of them have made Nigeria super proud. They are one of the best entertainment sellout from Nigeria. In fact, they've projected Nigeria positively than Nigerian government itself. Nigerian government have done something that every time is always about sadness, is always about sorrow. But these guys have been making us happy, giving us hit tracks. So I think we should try and make peace. If both of them know that when they are fighting, we will come for both of them. Everybody will say, stop. If you don't stop, we won't give you shows. We won't come to your show. we won't listen to your tracks. Trust me, both of them will adjust. It's been a wonderful time with you guys on this episode of Politics with Dr. Omosoladeji. Dr. Omosoladeji is a political science. He is a political scientist, rather, that talks about politics and happenings in the politics. So my people have been saying, Dr. Deji, you always talk about politics. Talk about Davido and Wizkid. Give us something, you know. And I have to do this. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you are watching me for the first time, do you want to subscribe to this channel? And let's always make it happen. I love you all. Sincerely. God bless you.